USA.
Alright, and we're live.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Wolf.
And I'm the Weezle.
Welcome to the first ever episode of our wonderful podcast. Now remember, and we better make this quick because
I got a crazy girlfriend.
then also our wonderful governor has something to say. Something to say. No, like real quick. Like funny enough, I'm looking through Twitter, like real quick. Like well, like I was looking through Twitter and one of the how I follow some news channels and one of them was Governor Newsom actually had a rebuttal for Trump when Trump said that
really?
that California can't control its wildfires, and it's like he's just like, okay, well, if you don't believe in climate change, come over here. Come over to California, and I'm like, there are people out here that actually do deny climate change in California. Even though they are highly ignoring the fact that California is on fire every fucking summer.
I mean, especially because we've lived here for so long, and my dad's a fire captain. I can concretely tell you that it's pretty much inevitable every year in California during the summer months.
Like
you're gonna get fires regardless of what you do.
Like California's on fire almost every fucking year. I remember the worst was actually in 2007, where it was so bad that all the ash went to Apple Valley and everybody had to wear masks.
Dude, I remember that.
Like asthmatics had to wear masks. Yeah, I think it was like 7th
grade.
I
also remember too when I was younger. I was in elementary school, and my mom was taking me to school, and it was like super foggy, but it wasn't fog; it was actual ash.
It was actually ash.
And by the time we got to the school, it literally like looked like something like from like Chernobyl.
Holy shit!
Where the ash was literally, you could see the flakes of it falling on the floor. Yeah, and as we pulled up to the elementary school, the teacher came out and was like, "Yeah, just go home. Like it's canceled. The school's canceled." So literally just went back home.
It makes sense though because people have asthma and shit, so they don't want to have people freak out and shit and die.
Well, I'm sure that's also just like a big health issue for schools when there's ash falling on campus. They can't control that, so
I wish they canceled school back in 7th grade, but no, they're just like, everybody has to wear a mask. Well, not everybody, but if you're asthmatic, you have to wear a mask.
And that's just everyday life in California almost when it comes to fire season.
Fuck, man. Like, California will always be on fire, so anybody could literally be like, well, California just can't handle fires and shit. It's like, well, no, just California is always on fire. We always have somebody setting these fires, or just the heat itself setting these fires.
Yeah, there's so many things in California that cause fires.
I mean, especially that one flat earther. I think especially that one.
Yeah, like so there's so many things like people can say like to help prevent, even Smokey the Bear, he says only you can prevent wildfires. It's like kind of true and kind of not true, Smokey.
I mean, people ignore Smokey anyway, so
there's some things that you just can't control, like how you said, like arsonists and stuff. Like you can't control that. That's just gonna happen.
People just love the flames. Like people just
also
love seeing shit on fire.
The weather here is weird as fuck.
It's 102
because
in your area.
I'm gonna send you a video clip, and I want you to insert it here, for anybody watching on YouTube to see it. Okay.
All right.
It was literally the middle of the day, and all of a sudden it's like 105 degrees where I live, and legitimately in the middle of the day I just hear this sound, and I go outside and it's pouring fucking rain.
Oh shit.
Like legitimately pouring fucking rain and bright fucking sunny day out.
Yeah, where I live, we don't even have that shit. It's like 90
I kid
something
you not. It
degrees.
was the weirdest fucking thing ever. And then my dad gets home the next day and he goes, "Oh yeah, a fire just got started in Azusa because of that weird like thunderstorm that happened that you experienced. So lightning struck in the middle of fucking summer, and then there's a fire in Azusa. So
Fuck it.
don't sit here and tell us like, oh, only if you listen to me. It's like, motherfucker, shit just happens in California.
Natural causes also causes fire. So, like, even Mother Nature causes fire. You're just gonna tell Mother Nature that she also can prevent forest fires? No, no. So
There's just some shit you can't prevent, Smokey. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
Mark it
Smokey.
0.
You're out of your element, Mother Smokey. Fuck it. Alrighty then. So, yeah, I'm ready. If you are gonna send the video, to everybody watching. Yes,
Yeah.
I am on Steam, and we're pretty much okay. Yeah, there we go. Pretty much gonna record it all on Steam here. That's pretty much
You can
how
follow
we're
me,
gonna
at Weezle Warrior if you want to play
Weasel.
games with me.
There's Weasel Warrior right here. I'm this little question mark here. I will replace it with the wolf thing, but
A wolf.
my actual gamer tag name is Patman7772. I'm not really. I mean, I will change it to Wolf maybe one day, but Wolf sounds like
Dude, that'd
a.
be sick. Imagine if like we played multiplayer games on Steam and it's like Weasel Warrior and the Wolf together. It's like, oh,
We're
that'd be awesome.
inseparable. People are like,
Yeah,
wait a minute, is that Weasel or the Wolf? Yeah, we're inseparable.
it'd be so cool because aren't they kind of like, they're kind of in like the same family ish?
Not really. I mean, one's a canine, the other
No?
one's a fucking like. I I really have no clue like the actual scientific name for weasel, but no, they're like two different classes. They're like two different species.
Yeah, I know, but
Two
like they're kind of
completely different,
comparable, right?
like two completely different like animal kingdoms and shit. Like
But
one of
like you
them,
got the Weasel and he's like related like to the ferret, right?
yeah, ferrets and everything.
Yeah, that family. And then the wolf's more like what in like that kind of
The
like
dog,
dog family?
the dogs, and well, they're pretty much the ancestors of dogs, but they're more like dogs, jackals, all that stuff. Not hyenas though. Funny enough, like hyenas are like
Well, we all
totally
have like, we
different.
all have four paws. We have tails, which, they should, implement in football teams, just saying.
The fuck?
Um Should we tell them that story?
Oh my god. So, how about this though? Like, a little bit of introduction here. Yeah, we've been friends since high school.
Yeah.
We've been like
Mhm.
really good friends since high school. We played football together and everything. And this motherfucker here always wants tails on our team, even though it's kind of dangerous to wear tails on the
Nah,
football
nah,
field.
nah, nah. They're removable.
That's even worse. People will trip, especially since you're out there.
Okay. Well, also our mascot for our high school was a cougar.
And I wouldn't mind like
Okay.
seeing his face. That's pretty much it.
So already we're like, or we already have a badass mascot, right?
Yeah.
And we actually have the mascot sometimes that's there with the cheerleaders and all that. And it's a cougar, right? That motherfucker's got a tail. Okay, so why
Nobody's
not
tackling his ass.
implement?
Nobody's
Okay,
tackling
but
his
why not
ass.
implement that into like the team uniforms and like the removable by Velcro? Because like
No.
if you think about it, a lot of football players have towels that dangle from their waist, right, for their
Which
hands
should
and
be
stuff.
illegal, but hey.
And that those just like rip right off. If someone pulls on it, why can't you implement that same kind of stuff into the tail, but it goes as a unified thing and everyone looks like fucking cougars?
Because it literally looks dangerous. And I bet
I think it's badass.
some team members they'll be like, why do we even have this? Because we're all fucking teenagers at the time. And you know how like most teenagers are, we just complain and bitch about things that are like really fucking small and minuscule.
Hey, I'm sticking to my tails.
6 years after, like 7 years later, still at the fucking tails.
I still think the tails would be badass.
7 years later, you're still on that fucking tails thing.
Because it's like flag football at that point, right? Maybe the tackler gets distracted by your tail.
That'd be
Okay,
funny.
so
That'd
then
be
you
funny
have
if they alter the
an
rules.
unfair advantage.
That'd be funny if they just alter the rules. Like if the team has the tails, then it all automatically you don't even have to tackle them. You just take off the tail, and that's a down.
That
That's a
would be
down.
so dumb.
That's a down. What the fuck? It's like what the fuck?
We
It's
should do
like
tails, man.
no. I mean we're like way out of the team. Like this is like 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. Honestly, yeah, probably 8 years ago now, since the last time we ever actually played football. Well, last time I played was
Yeah.
2012. So you played like
Right.
sometime early 2013, because you went off to league. You went off to the play, not the playoffs, but the fucking
The All Stars.
All Star. Thank you.
It was like the All American. It's like for the district or something.
In which did we even win that one, or did our side even win
Hell no, bro.
that? What the fuck?
And I didn't fucking even want to play
I mean,
because these dudes, I swear, like I got All American just because our team sucked ass.
well, yeah, definitely. Well,
Wasn't
that
because
year.
I was that great.
Well, I mean, that year.
Yeah, that year we sucked ass.
Not even our fault. It was
So it
really
was
our
like,
coach, but hey.
yeah, it was mainly our coach and our program because our high school really didn't put a lot of like care or funding into the football program. They were more like focused on like tennis and baseball and like the other sports. But
Which is dumb because football is the American pastime, and football is also what most schools brag about. Next to basketball.
it's like, yeah, it's a very centric like part of like the high school kind of like experience, right? Going to football games,
Mm-hmm.
you like the football team is a center point of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It's weird that
I
they
mean,
didn't put a lot of funding towards it, but
if we went to like
uh,
Richgrass or anything, like if we went to Burroughs, that would be a different story. They love
and
their
that kind
football
of leads
team.
me into that because the All American team that we went up against, most of those high schools farm for their players, meaning they actually like go out and try to recruit people.
Oh yeah.
So
In which
these dudes were like college level like status.
our school kind of did that when we were freshmen. Like the coaches then were like recruiting just students from like random
Yeah,
places. Because I remember like half the dudes were like huge. Like half the seniors at the time were like fucking huge, and one of them
they're
actually did.
massive.
And one of them actually did go to the NFL and play. I think they were playing for the. They were playing for the Chargers, I think. Before
Oh,
I.
you're talking about Bryce Quigley.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, I think he's a tight end for Detroit Lions now.
Okay, like is he like playing though, or?
Yeah, from last time I checked, which was last year, he was. Yeah,
Okay, then yeah, like hey, good for him though.
I
Cause
mean
like
that's awesome, especially coming from the high desert.
yeah, especially from the high desert. Well, the high desert has some people that came from the high desert, like this Cuba Gooding Jr. that went to Apple High, and
That's true.
I've heard like they actually have like not a shrine, but like there's like a little like I don't know, like banner or something. Like there's something there at Apple Valley High that actually like says that hey, we actually had Cuba Gooding Jr. at our school.
Right.
Which I have a feeling,
Just to try to make him more credible.
which I have a feeling our school is probably gonna do that if somebody from our school become like a big actor or something.
Yeah.
But hey, who knows what can happen in the next 5 to 10 years? Because Cuba
There's
Gooding
also
Jr.
some movies that have been filmed out here, like certain scenes.
Oh yeah. I think a Shia LaBeouf
There
movie came
was
out. I think a Shia LaBeouf movie was filmed out there.
I think Pieces of Iron Man was filmed out here too.
Ooh.
Yeah, if I recall correctly. And there also was an old scene shot for a movie. It was one of those big spider creature movies.
Was it on
I
Sci-Fi?
forget what it was called. It was an older film though. It wasn't like Eight-Legged Freaks or nothing. It was an older version of like that style of like tarantula, like big spider movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they shot the tarantula, like the footage of the tarantula in Apple Valley, but then they like made a composite where they were able to overlay that footage onto the actual shot where they made the main scene in Death Valley,
Hmm.
and they were able to enlarge the spider so it looked like he was crawling over the mountain. But that shot was actually captured in Apple Valley.
Oh wow.
So there's few things too that Apple Valley has been known for, and I think Hills Have Eyes too, right? For Luzerne, Lucerne
Yeah, I think so. Don't quote me on
was
that.
shot there. At
Which I
least
wouldn't.
parts of it. I think the scene where the RV like breaks down on the desert road. I think that was shot in Apple or in Lucerne.
Which I wouldn't doubt it, because Lucerne is actually creepy. It's actually creepy out in
It
Lucerne,
is.
especially like during the
Yeah,
day, because you know the tweakers and everything, and then people out there are, you know, drug lords and not drug lords, but you know, Breaking Bad type of shit. So everybody's
my
armed to
dad
the teeth.
says like firefighters like have coined the term Looney Valley.
I
So
mean, we've met some people from Lucerne Valley, and they're not that bad. I mean, there's this one dude that actually has like a
yeah.
big ass fucking truck where like all of the the headlights, not even that. He has like about seven, probably eight headlights or some shit. You know, what two are you know where the normal ones are, and then and then like the rest are like on top of the truck. So
Yeah.
so every time you turn that shit on, it's like a fucking it's like playing it's like being at a football field all over again at night. It's like what the fuck? Why did you need all this shit? Then granted, sometimes I don't understand people that actually have like these big ass decked out trucks.
It's a little overkill sometimes.
Like fucking like monster trucks with like a shit ton of headlights that are all LED. Even though LED lights, I fucking hate LED lights on cars.
That hurts your eyes, huh?
They hurt your eyes, especially when they're behind you. They're dicks. They're true dicks, in my own
You know what
opinion.
bugs me too about people that do that with their trucks
Mm.
is people that deck out their trucks with all of these lights and like these lift kits and stuff,
Mhm.
and they don't even actually use it for what it's like meant for. If your truck is looks like really nice and it's always clean,
mhm.
you're not using it for what it's supposed to be used for.
Which is hauling and going off roading.
Yeah, because like I see a lot of these guys that actually work with their trucks, like their work trucks,
Mhm.
they never deck them out. It's just
Oh yeah,
fucking stock, and they're always muddy and dirty and beat to shit.
because
That's the type of trucks I like.
they're actually you know doing work with them. They're not using trucks
Yeah.
to get girls. Unlike you know many other people out here. I mean out here not out here, but out in the desert. Out here where I live, I mean people have trucks, but people just have trucks. I never seen
And the
anyone
difference
decked out out
between
here.
those two types of people, at least from like what I see, one guy views the truck as a toy and one uses it as a tool.
Hmm.
And that's the difference that I see all the time. When I see all these people that just deck out the trucks and it's all like these beautiful parts and stuff, and it's never like actually being used, it's just a toy. They just
Mhm.
want it to like showboat and just to drive it around and make them look cool. But
It's kind of
the
like that
guys that
people
actually use it
thing.
as a tool most of the time don't do all that shit, and they just have the truck and it's always like dirty.
In which chicks love that too. I mean, chicks love anything really.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's like having a Mustang. It's like, yeah, I bought a Mustang, and yeah, I'm totally going to use it to pick up girls because why would I travel in the damn thing? The gas mileage is horrible.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that for everybody, but just in my area, that's what I've seen. Like majority of the time, that's what it seems like to me.
Well, like over there, it's more like majority of the people there have not just like these decked out trucks, but also like Camaros, Mustangs, um, see Corvettes. You don't really see that many like you know the everyman car. I mean, you do like a simple
Right.
Camry,
It's
a
not as
simple
frequent.
Corolla. Yeah, like opposed to like down here where I live, where you'll see a shit ton of hybrids and a shit ton of like Sonatas and Hyundais. And also, you see expensive ass cars. They're even like expensive as European cars out here. Like, funny
Right.
enough. something else. Especially back when
It
I used
is,
to live up
and this
there.
comes from a truck owner. I've had my truck literally since high school,
Yeah, it's been
and I
that
haven't
long.
done anything to it.
I shit. I do
And I'm
miss the
not
humping
even like
pandas.
using it for work. I use it to get to work, but I don't fucking like buy all these crazy parts for it just because I know I wouldn't use it. You know, I could
Mhm.
get like all these beautiful like lights on it and
Mhm.
like totally rig it out and get like a new paint job, but like
Why?
I'm not, yeah, I'm not gonna really use it for that. It gets me to and from work, and when the weather's crazy out here, I can just run through puddles and splash people's cars with it. But that's cool, you know. Not
I
much else I really need the truck to do other than what it's already designed to do.
I do miss the humping pandas though.
The humping pandas were a signature.
Why did you take them all?
Yeah. I think because one, they were starting to crack and you
Ooh.
couldn't really tell what it was anymore.
Well, I mean, they're still humping
And it,
pandas.
yeah, and it kind of looked tacky to me because all of the stickers I had on there were like peeled off and it was
mm.
actually starting to ruin the tint.
Ooh.
Yeah, on the back. So I didn't want like these little splotches of tint gone.
Okay.
So I just got it removed.
Okay then. It
Yeah,
makes
because the
sense.
sun was baking it. Because out here it gets like to 105 and it was just baking those things hard. I mean, for the past what,
Couple
7
weeks.
years?
Oh, 7 years? Oh yeah, yeah. I thought you meant like
You
the
know,
temperature wise, like I thought you meant like weather wise. The weather's been like this for like the last week.
yeah. Well, I'm saying it's been on there for 7 years,
It makes sense.
realistically.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
makes
they were starting to go.
makes sense why you had to take it off. It's been like literally been about 7, 8 years.
But I might go and buy those Humpy Panda stickers again and put it on just so I can relive that.
Because you're pretty much advocating the repopulation of the pandas. Because pandas are also
Yeah.
going extinct. Because the female pandas just refuse to fuck the male panda.
And isn't it like pandas are one of the animals that don't have like maternal instincts?
I don't know about that.
I'm not too sure. You know, as flat earthers would say, do your research, but like you should. I think I remember seeing like a thing about Nat Geo where they covered it where like pandas don't have that natural maternal instinct to where they know to take care of their young. So sometimes the young die off
That's
because they're not
fucked.
being taken care of or yeah, I'm not sure, don't quote me on it,
All
but I
right.
do remember hearing something about that and that was another reason why like some animals just freaking need our help
Mhm. They just
to
put them in captivity.
survive.
So that's why they're. That's why some are in captivity. I mean, come on. I mean, that's pretty much what most humans, with some humans. I mean, don't get me wrong. Um,
Oh gosh.
fuck, man. Like,
Some humans just need to be beat with a stick, but
there are people that just need fucking a. Fucking beat with a stick. Oh man. So, all right, yeah. Hey, you want to move on to the Karen's topic then, where people are just
sure.
refusing to wear masks. So yeah, people are
Yeah.
just refusing to wear masks, and people just call them Karens.
Yeah, it's usually like what, older white women, right?
Um, yeah, older white women who are like in their 40s, apparently, yeah, like who are like in their 40s. So they, I mean, the actual definition is literally like Gen X women, the women in the Gen X generation.
Okay.
It's not even boomer women. It's literally just Gen X women that are doing this shit. In which I could see it. I could see more Gen Xers because the boomer women are all like, they're old as shit now. They're like nearly 60. I mean, coming from, a dude who has a mom who, well, both of our moms boomers, or were boomers,
Mhm.
but yeah, but my mom, yeah, is nearly 60. And, yeah, she don't have that. She don't have that type of time. She don't have that kind of time. She just do the bullshit that they're doing.
Yeah, and there's also like an image I saw that I just texted to you,
Oh, I see it here.
and yeah, I think it's kind of funny because it shows stages, right? I don't know if you'd throw this up on the screen,
I
but
don't know if I can. Oh,
it
wait, I'll
shows
probably See what I can do.
But so there's like stages of different like types of Karens,
Mm-hmm.
but they're named differently, right? So it
Haley,
from
Kaylee,
this meme, I guess,
Bailey.
it's called from 19 to 35. If you're these type of people, like how we're describing,
You're
you're
Becky.
called a Becky.
You're a Becky. What the fuck? Then at the then
Oh,
35,
actually, we forgot 0 to 18. You are a
a,
Kaylee.
a Haley, Kaylee, Maylee. No, you're a Jessica. Fuck that shit.
You're Jessica, and if you're 19 to 35, you're Becky. 35 to 45, you're Karen.
45 to 60, you're
Um,
Susan. You're a
45 to
Susan.
60, you're a Susan.
You're a Gertrude if you're 65 plus. What the fuck? You're a
I
Gertrude.
think Mary should go into that Susan category as well.
Yeah, Mary, Susan. I think with
Yeah.
Karen and Becky should be flipped because there are more Beckys and that are like 35 and up than the Karens. And me personally, I mean, we probably know Karen. And we know a Karen. They're not actually like, assholes. But fuck,
Yeah.
man.
And this is just all jokes and like funny like little like things that we're laughing about because it's just crazy how the media has like gotten a hold of it. And like even nowadays, like I'll see videos where it's just regular people filing a complaint or whatever, and then someone's recording them and going, "Okay, Karen."
Like, can I see your manager?
It's just yeah, the how crazy it's gotten viral has just made it so much more funny.
Because they've been doing this shit since like well, since the dawn of time, really. Because I think even with my mom, she kind of had that sense of entitlement back when she was 40, which was back in the 2000s, really. but
Right.
like it was never like this though. It was never like how this is right now, where all these Karens are just publicly like freaking out for no reason. And there are even guys that do this shit too, sadly enough.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
and it's kind of like and like I've seen several YouTubers like Leon Lush. I don't know if you ever heard of the guy. He actually commentates on pretty much other YouTubers and shit. But
Right.
he also comments on Karens and everything. And there are some dudes that are actually pretty bad. Like there was a dude that assaulted that verbally assaulted a Burger King clerk for
Oh wow.
because he didn't get enough nuggets.
Are you serious?
He didn't get enough nuggets, so he's like verbally assaulting this kid, and I'm just like, yo, that's it. Like if I get like one or two less nuggets than I usually get, uh, fuck it. I still get food. I still have food.
Do you remember
I'll be mildly annoyed, but
when like the
still.
Popeyes chicken sandwich was going fucking crazy?
Yeah, last year. Yeah,
Yeah, and like people were fighting over that shit too.
people got stabbed. People got
Yeah,
stabbed
fucking
for that
people got
shit.
knocked the fuck out. People literally got like chased down.
and then
Like they were fighting the workers.
and then you tried it, and you're like, well, what's the big deal? And I was telling you that you look, it's not really that big of a deal. I tasted it.
Yeah, it's just a chicken sandwich.
I had it probably like twice. Once with you, and then once by myself. Like when
Like it was
actually,
decent, but it's just nothing special.
like the first time I had it was literally when they were running out. This is like, literally like a year ago actually, like sometime in August. Like this is like when it got big. Like it suddenly just got big.
Yeah.
It was all over Twitter and everything. I'm like, okay, let me try this new sandwich. So I went over to the nearest Popeyes, which is all the way fucking the next city over, and
Right.
and when I ordered it, the girl was bless her heart though, she no, she was tired of the fucking chicken sandwiches because I was getting other shit too, because obviously yeah I'm black, so yeah I like my fried chicken.
Yeah, everybody loves fried
Everyone
chicken,
loves
man.
their fried chicken, so I got other fried chicken. And then I'm like, let me try out this. Let me try this out. Let me try out this new chicken sandwich. So I ordered the spicy one, and
Mhm.
the girl goes, oh god, all right, all right,
Get out of here.
all right. I'm like, I am so sorry. I literally was like, I am so sorry. I I am so sorry. Like,
You know what I think made it worse?
what?
The fact that she probably gets, like, those orders, like, every single minute of the day,
She does.
but the fact that you started off your order normal, and she was like, "Oh my god, this will be the first person today that didn't order the chicken sandwich," and then when you're like, "You know what? Let me have that," and she's like, "Oh god."
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's what made it worse.
yeah. It probably is. I'm, I mean, deep down, I was gonna apologize. Like, hey, look, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You have to apologize
I
for
had to
buying
order
a
this
chicken
shit. I
sandwich.
am so sorry that that I bought this. I know it's a pain in the ass because
That shit's
yeah,
funny.
because I remember like I pull up to the window and I'm looking through. There's like a fucking line that I went outside that actually extended to I think the In and Out. Yeah, because there's an In and Out right next to it.
Oh, wow.
So they literally had like a little competition. How many people
Damn.
are in a line? Because you know how In and Out is. Like In and Out has
Yeah.
a shit ton of people lined up for their food. Because Californians are
Oh,
Californians.
yeah.
At that time, Popeyes is competing with how many people it has in their line. Because when I got there, the line literally formed. The line was forming.
Damn.
It was a long ass line when I left too. And they were like, "Yeah, we're running
That's
out of.
insane.
Hey, we're running low on chicken sandwiches. Chicken sandwiches will be back." And I guess everybody got pissed off. Like mostly all the black people, yeah, mostly all the black people, and pretty much all the chicken lovers are like, well, "Fuck, man." It's kind of like that one meme that you'll see where it has Ronald McDonald and like and it's like, "Fuck the fuck." And then you start flipping shit and start punching the shit out of that kid. Yeah, I think that's
Oh,
how
yeah.
everybody is. I think that's how everybody was
Absolutely.
at that time. And then once when it came back, like a month later, that's when people were getting stabbed, killed. Like people were like, fucking.
They were freaking out over it, dude.
And then, I think I came over like after like a decade, after like a fucking decade. Not really, like 4 or 5 months. Like when I finally came over after a while, I'm like, hey, you wanna go try out the chicken sandwich? Like, you're like, yeah, sure. Like, you wanna try out like both? I think in the window you're
Right.
like, yeah, we're gonna try out both the regular and the spicy.
Yeah, to see what the difference is.
And you said that you like the spicy one more than the regular.
I did because there was a little bit more going on. Because I mean, if you've ever had it, you know pretty much all you get is bun and chicken and, like, pickles.
Yeah.
That's really it. There's nothing other than chicken and bread. So,
And
it's nothing special to, like, go stab someone for. Like, it's
you
not
have to
that
add
big of a deal.
you literally have to add mustard and shit just so that you can actually have so it can be a decent meal. But I prefer the
Yeah,
spicy
and
one too.
I don't know if it was just the versions that we got, but the regular one, the non-spicy, tasted more salty than the spicy.
To me, it tasted bland.
Yeah, and then the spicy, it's pretty much the regular, just with spicy sauce added to it.
A little ounce of spicy sauce, like a little bit of spicy sauce. But
Like, that's it. You could just add your own fucking spicy sauce at your house.
in which I remember, like after a while, we're just like, people are literally going insane over some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much it. People are just going insane after some bullshit.
Now, what would you rather prefer when it comes to, like, chicken places?
Now, chicken
Because,
places, like
like,
as
what
in
would
like
reign supreme for you? Number one, no matter what, you're gonna go to it.
does Chick-fil-A count? Like,
Yeah, that
do we have to
definitely
count
counts.
Chick-fil-A? Then Chick-fil-A.
Okay, so we both did Chick-fil-A. So other than Chick-fil-A,
Okay, then if I didn't have to pick Chick-fil-A, fuck. I think
because you
KFC.
took me to Cane's recently.
Cane's is actually pretty good. I'd
It
say
is
that.
good. It's just very, like, limited.
But you have to have the sauce. That's the thing. And yeah, it's
The
really
sauce
limited.
was fucking amazing.
If without the sauce, it's just chicken strips.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. It's just chicken strips. But if I were to pick, that is not Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A is like up there in top tier. I mean, people will probably disagree with me, especially fellow black people. They're like, Popeyes, and I'm just like, they have better sides.
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
go.
Popeyes. I mean, Popeyes is still good. It's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, depending on the Popeyes you go to, honestly. But
Yeah, that has a big factor.
but I'd rather go more for maybe KFC. Maybe I
Yeah.
mean, if you asked me probably like 5 years ago, I would have said Popeyes, hands down, because they have the spicy. Because they also have the spicy option.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's more KFC because their shit is just chunky. Well, I mean, their chicken tenders are
I
chunky.
like the way that their chicken tastes too.
Their chicken is like it's wet. It's they actually put more seasoning in it. Popeyes is dry. It's drier.
Yeah.
But I guess they heavily rely on the spicy one more. But
I really like El Pollo Loco too, even though it's not in like the fried chicken
it's
industry.
still a
But
chicken place because chicken
like
is
out
literally
of
in the
all the
fucking
chicken
name.
places, I feel like El Pollo Loco is like the cleanest you can get.
I mean, El Pollo Loco is still a chicken place. I mean, chicken's in the fucking
Yeah.
name. Like chicken's in the name.
Right? Crazy chicken.
Crazy chicken. I mean,
Just don't go to El Pollo Bros.
oh god.
They're horrible.
I still don't get
At least from my experience.
why is it not El Pollo's Hermanos?
Because they can't rip off the best chicken place ever.
They can. They fucking
That's why they
can.
had to pick Bros instead of Hermanos.
Well, they need to step up their quality if they're gonna like.
They just need to not exist. That's what they need to
That's
do.
fucked
And
up.
just Los Pollos Hermanos should just take them over and just make restaurants everywhere.
Los
And
Pollos
then,
Hermanos should
sell
be.
meth on the side as well. So that's the thing.
Because I really do wish Los Pollos Hermanos was a thing.
Same.
It's just minus the cartel connections.
No. Actually, imagine. Okay, I'm painting you a picture. Okay. Because we have a big competition between a lot of franchises when it comes to stuff, right?
All right.
Los Pollos Hermanos is always next to a Chick-fil-A.
The
Okay.
fuck?
And they're always going head to head. Right?
Hmm.
And Los Pollos Hermanos is cartel ran. Right? They sell meth. They do everything in Breaking Bad. And then like Chick-fil-A is like completely like, Christian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're like totally like governmental control type person. Government's going to run everything. Religion and Christianity go back to Catholic Church and all that being the law. And then they're always constantly battling with the cartel, which is like so anti that. And their chicken's so fucking bomb, but they're fucking fucked up companies, but they're always going head to head. So it's chicken fights. Okay? Right? This could happen in 2020. Tell me it's not possible.
It can happen in 2021 and 2020. No.
2020.
No.
Come on, bro. That shit would be sick.
After all the shit that's been going on in 2020, I don't know.
Come on, bro.
I mean,
You telling me that if that wasn't going on, you'd be like, damn, bro, they might put some meth in this chicken.
I mean, if that rivalry was a thing in 2020, that'd probably be the best thing that'll ever happen. And this year so far, is that fucking rivalry.
And I'm telling you, if that were a thing, the biggest difference between one winning over the other is whoever's open on Sunday.
Oh.
I'm telling you, that would be the game changer.
That's the thing, though, with Chick-fil-A is like, once when somebody comes up with something better than Chick-fil-A, because we both know that Chick-fil-A invented the chicken sandwich. Because their chicken sandwiches, amazing. Out of this world.
Oh, even their fries too, man.
The fries?
The waffle fries?
Great.
Oh my gosh.
Have you had their breakfast though?
No, you told me you did. I had never been there that early, but I really want to try the biscuits.
What's fucked up is that their breakfast is like an hour. It's like an hour window because they open at 10. So you literally have an hour to order breakfast because they
That's
stop
freaking way
serving.
too short.
They serve breakfast literally at 10 o'clock up to like about 11:30.
At
After
least
11,
open like at 8 and then sell it till like 11.
they gotta go to church though. That's the thing. So.
Oh my god.
Hey, to all the religious people out there, it's all in good fun. Don't be too damn offended by this. We know you guys go to
But
church at 8 in the
you could
morning.
always go to Chick-fil-A and get it to go, then go to church.
But they also gotta go to church.
Oh,
Don't
you
you?
talking about the people that work at Chick-fil-A?
Don't you know that you have to be like a diehard Christian to go to work at Chick-fil-A? You
Well,
can't be an
isn't
atheist.
like because isn't church right a congregation of people that help or that believe in whatever their religion is?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Chick-fil-A's church. There you go. Done.
Oh, I mean, if you want to make chicken a religion, yes.
You can do your prayer and do your gospel while you're making me my chicken sandwich.
You can even
Okay,
you can
let's
even
just
write like
fucking
a
get it on.
verse. You can write a verse from the Bible on like the side of the bag or something like that. But then again, if they do that, they'll
Right.
insult. But then again, if they do that, they'll offend a shit ton of people. But then again,
Well, In-N-Out's been doing it for a while.
wait, what?
Yeah, In-N-Out on the bottom of their cups.
Wait, they do Bible verses?
Dude, you don't know about that?
No, I don't go to.
Oh
I haven't gone
shit.
in and out in months and years. And
Well,
yet,
it's not like verses, but on the bottom of every In-N-Out cup that you get, look on the inside lip of the bottom and it says John 3:16 in red.
what the fuck?
I swear, bro. I swear.
Maybe one day, whenever I do actually go to an In-N-Out, whenever COVID-19 ends and I can go inside, because
Go to that
fuck waiting in
In-N-Out.
line. Because fuck waiting in line.
Go to that In-N-Out next to that McDonald's and just go buy a soda. And then look at the bottom of it. On you.
What do you mean one next to the McDonald's?
Because remember when I was down there visiting you? You said there was an In-N-Out near where I was staying?
Yeah, but it was not next to the McDonald's. It's near the Arby's and the Wendy's. McDonald's is
Okay.
like
Go to that
5
one.
miles, 5 miles that way.
And then literally just buy a soda and look at the bottom of it.
Alright then.
Yeah.
But you also know
Telling you.
there's like 2 In-N-Outs in Temecula, right?
Or go to any In-N-Out, whatever. I'm telling you, they put John 3:16 on the bottom. I thought you knew that. Like, a
No.
lot of people know about that.
Well, no. I mean, I drink a soda, I throw it away. I drink a soda and I throw it away.
Because I remember, I think it wasn't controversy, but I remember like the topic got brought up like years ago of them like doing that and them potentially being a Christian owned company, which I don't see why that really matters.
I mean, it wouldn't be that bad. It's not that bad if they were.
Like, I don't care if like Chick-fil-A is a Christian based company. Just be open on Sundays, bro.
But they have to go to church on Sundays. That's the thing.
Yeah, but the church is every day, right?
I mean, you have Christians that go to church almost every day because they're super God fearing, and they think that if you don't go to church for one day, or at least not think about church, then you're automatically going to hell.
Doesn't Hobby Lobby do that too?
I don't know.
I think they're not open on Sunday either, or they close early on Sunday or something.
But then again, what doesn't close early on Sundays? I mean, malls close early on Sundays.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, that's because they want to go home to their families and eat Sunday dinner, or go on their Sunday drives. Which is probably one of my favorite
Right.
things on Sundays to do, is just go on a Sunday drive. Honestly, instead of like going to church. I mean, I used to go to church when I was young. But
Yeah, same here.
But now I'm just like, man, like whatever then. But
Right.
with Chick-fil-A, I mean, the only thing that I say that would probably defeat Chick-fil-A is if a restaurant really had something that's actually like the same quality, at least up there, the same quality, but they open on Sundays. That would
Yeah.
kill. That would kill them.
They just need to open
That
a Chick-fil-A down where I live because there's none over here.
man, I mean, there's one in Ontario, so there's one in Rancho Cucamonga. So if you want to drive like 30 minutes away, then that's cool.
That's the one I usually go to if I need it.
Then you need to move to Rancho Cucamonga.
You got money for me, bro?
No, I'm broke.
Hell no.
Wait.
Same here. Spent all my money on fucking video games, which, speaking of, do you want to move on to the Xbox?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So, as you know, as many people may know, especially the viewers, Xbox, well, not Xbox, 343 decided to delay Halo Infinite for,
Mm-hmm.
you know, somewhat obvious reasons,
Yeah.
and other reasons, that are beyond their control, like COVID-19 and everything. Even though we know this, it's not just because of COVID-19.
Yeah. There's other factors
There's
probably.
other factors. People didn't like the graphics because like, well, in
Even
which
though it was an early build.
it's an early build, and they're also using a different engine. They're actually using Unreal. I think they were using Unreal Engine 4 for Halo
Okay.
Infinite. I believe that's what they're using, or they started off with Unreal Engine 4 and moved on to a different engine. But either way, they swapped engines like 2 years ago, and that's why it looks like shit now because they're they're like 2 years in, and usually it takes about a couple, like probably like 2 to 3 years, like 2.5 to 3 years to make like
Mm-hmm.
a decent looking game with a certain engine. So I can understand, why it looks like the way it is. But with me, I was more excited from the gameplay and how it plays.
Yeah,
I was
same.
like orgasming every single time when Master Chief was shooting a motherfucker. Like every time he shot that grunt, then whenever he shoot a grunt, I'm like, oh shit. When he picked up
Yeah, the gameplay looked amazing.
like when he picked up a new weapon, I was like, oh shit, what is that?
Right.
Like they're introducing like new weapons and shit. There's like banished weapons. Like the fact, and then
Yep.
there's the fact that you're not fighting fucking Prometheans,
Oh, thank goodness.
in which one of these days we're going to have to revisit the entire series, right? And we're going to have to
Yeah,
play
I
Halo
know.
5 again
Yeah.
because fuck man, I really do not wanna, but to at least revisit the series. But I do want to revisit the series, and I know I have to like play through that. I don't know about Halo Wars though, because
We'll skip those.
like Halo Wars 1 is just uh, and then Halo 5, it has good game, it has good multiplayer. Some will disagree with me saying it has shit multiplayer. I say it
The
has
multiplayer is the
great
best part of
multiplayer.
Halo 5.
It has great.
Legitimately, the only good thing about Halo 5.
That's the only good thing about it. The story is shit. It's repetitive. It's
Yeah.
repetitive as fuck. I literally lost my shit every single time we fight a fucking Promethean.
Heads up, more Prometheans. When you'd
Oh.
hear that, he would literally try to like just literally throw his controller at the TV.
I mean, if only we could stream that shit again, where I'm just like the entire time I'm either like, hey, we're going to cut Master Chief to to oh fuck, we're fighting more Prometheans to, oh my god, we can finally leave this fucking planet. Hey Pat,
Yeah.
look, more Prometheans. Oh god.
Fuck.
At least Halo 4 is not as repetitive. I think the entire game you're just fighting Prometheans because they're just introducing them.
Yeah.
But even then, like, at least Halo 4's story wasn't that repetitive, and it was actually a little bit more
Yeah.
interesting.
Infinite looks promising too, especially from the gameplay that we've already seen.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't understand that this game's been in development for years.
Mhm. About 4 years.
So when they were developing this game, they have been developing it with the Xbox One and the new Series X in mind.
Mhm.
So it's going to be a launch title, hopefully. Right.
Because Phil Spencer really wants it to be part of this ecosystem. This whole Xbox ecosystem, which PS4 gamers probably will not understand because, well, they're so intertwined. Well, not PS4, but PlayStation fanboys, like, they're so intertwined with, the PlayStation ecosystem that they don't understand the other side. But then again, that's what every ideology and everything realize
Right.
that they don't understand the other side.
The biggest thing that I like about
What's going on?
Xbox is they don't forget about the past generation.
They don't.
They
Be-
continue their consoles going, they continue the graphics, they continue everything, the legacy of Xbox, but they don't forget about the people that haven't upgraded or people
mm-hmm.
in the past generation.
And then they're
And that's kind of what I think this Halo game had built in mind. Like, it's going to be on the Xbox One and the new console, so it's not going to be the next best graphical thing.
because the entire time I was thinking that it's going to be a classic. It's going to go for its classic
Yeah.
vibes, or it's going to go back to its roots.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I thought it was going to, be like Halo 1 again. Like the same graphical style and everything. But then people, out of the blue started bitching about the graphics. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? And then I saw some of the models of the Covenant. I was like, oh, yeah, they look unfinished. They look kind of unfinished.
Right.
But I was so focused on what the hell Master Chief is doing, I never noticed that that they looked unfinished.
Right. And the question I got for like a lot of people is like, when is it enough? Because from what I've seen, like just the evolution of gaming, especially in the console like area, things get so high res, they get so detailed to the point where I remember like when Until Dawn came out,
Mm-hmm.
right? We were like, oh my gosh, like we could see the pores and like there was completely mocapped actual human beings and it looked just amazing.
Yeah.
I never heard anybody going, oh, that's the next game that comes out on PlayStation has to be better than that. I feel like that's what they're giving like to like Halo Infinite. They're going like, okay, it's the next Halo, so it's obviously got to be the next best graphical game on Xbox. Period.
I think
You know,
mostly is because it's coming out in Series X, and people are like, well, this is not impressive because it's supposed to be on the Series X, but it looks like this. So, well, what's going on?
but
What?
when you say it looks like this, that you're talking about still is very good looking
I
compared to
love
what
the
we've
art
had in
style.
gaming.
Like, I love the art style. That's the thing. It's like I like the art
Like,
style.
I could sit here and tell you Borderlands isn't the best graphical game because it
Oh
has
yeah.
its own style, though, right?
Oh yeah.
So when is enough enough? When do you need to see the pores of the pores?
Like,
Like we don't need to see that much fucking detail.
like the pores of the pores of the pores. It'd be like
Yeah, like
seeing some
just when
YouTubers.
is it enough?
It'd be like watching a Matthew Santoro video, like a newer Matthew Santoro video where you see his pores, and which makes me wonder, what kind of camera do you have, and where can I buy one?
Yeah,
And
because like
shout
it
out
gets to the
to
point
to that
where
guy though.
it might be too sharp.
Mhm.
Because then with gaming, I'm more focused on gameplay and like frame rate.
Yeah.
I would rather have upgrades in that department than getting like the best textured 4K
Mhm.
detail.
Because remember,
Like 4K is like enough already for me.
well, I mean nowadays they're trying to get to 8K.
It's just it's too fast, man.
They're trying to get to 8K,
My
and
opinion.
then I'm guessing like the new resolution 12K, I believe. I believe this is
Yeah.
12K now, and that's not going to
Wouldn't
happen
doubt
in
it.
gaming. That's not going to happen in gaming for like another 6 years. So
Right.
we're gonna like wait until 2026 for that shit, unless Xbox and PlayStation are like, we're gonna have mid-gen refreshes. Because if you think about it, the PS4 and Xbox One was around majority of the fucking decade.
Yeah.
Like in the 2000s, it was the PS2, Xbox 360, and Xbox One, yeah, PS2, Xbox Original, GameCube for like the first 6 years. 2006
Yeah.
came by, Wii, 360, PS3, all the way up to 2012. Well, except for the Wii, yeah, up to 2012 because the Wii U came out. But
Right.
PS4 and Xbox One's 2013 all the way up to 2020, which makes sense though. It's been 7 years. Like every console
Yeah.
generation is 7 years. But I remember how. But I remember when we played Order 1886, and it was like
Yes.
that one. I think was actually the best looking PS4 game, next to Horizon Zero Dawn, um, Horizon Zero Dawn, and maybe Death Stranding. I mean, I never played Death Stranding, but it looks pretty damn good for what it
It
is.
does look damn good.
But Order 1886 looks good for an
So
early
like
2000, I mean, for an early PS4 game.
Order 1886 and all these games, they look so great.
But there's a problem with Order 1886 though. An obvious problem with Order 1886 that graphics cannot solve. And you and I
Oh, you're talking
know,
about like gameplay.
yes, it's stale.
Yeah.
It's stale.
But in regards to graphics, like 1886, right, was just such a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need more than that?
No.
Like, do you really need 8K? Do you really need all this cine tracing? Do you really need all of this shit? Or is just like a good 1080p high textured image good enough?
Hmm.
Because that's what I'm asking. Like, when is it enough? So the next generation, it's like, oh, we're boasting like 4K. Okay, fine. Then the next generation, it's like 8K. Dude, like, we've already seen how this generation's been with fucking file sizes. Data storage can't keep the fuck up.
I mean,
So,
in this
like, when
fact.
is it fucking enough to where it just caps? Because my hard drives can't handle this shit. Call of Duty. Looking at you, bro.
I
Like,
mean,
what the fuck?
like they're. I mean, especially how nowadays, like even with Sony and Xbox are doing now with their next gen consoles, they're releasing their shit with like a terabyte. I think
Not
PS5 is
enough.
like 900. I think 900 gigabytes for some weird ass
Not
reason.
enough. Both are not enough.
It's a fucking terabyte. A fucking terabyte is not enough for these games, especially 4K games. A 4K file is too fucking big. It's like half a. Actually, no, it's literally like a quarter of a hard drive.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a console gamer, and PC people will go, well, why not just buy a PC? Or better yet, why not just
Mhm.
buy an external hard drive? Like, well, that's the thing. Why? I mean, I don't want to sound lazy, but why would I need to buy an extra hard drive just so that I can store, a big ass file, a big ass game?
Right, and you
Like,
shouldn't have to if you're a console gamer because I mean we grew up in that day where you put the damn game in, you played it.
and then you get a memory
Right? You
card
had
and
memory
shit.
cards for for your save data and shit, but we never ran into issues until this generation of like not being able to
You literally have to
have all that shit on
download.
our hard drive.
You literally have to download the entire game. The entire game is on your hard drive, even though you can
Yeah,
have an external hard drive or something like that, or if you have the disc. It's like, uh,
right.
all right. I mean,
So
I'm
that's where
I'm not an engineer,
to
but
me it's like
still,
there should be a limit of where it goes cuz our data storage for consoles just can't keep up,
it can't.
right? It
Like,
just literally cannot keep up. So it gets to the point where that statement you brought up, why not buy PC, starts to blend into that discussion because it's like if you're gonna have to worry about all this data storage, you might as well probably just get a damn computer.
might as well just buy a PC then, because like I'm buying a console because I know for sure a game that is made for this will for sure run on this console, and that it will store
Yeah.
shit. But the fact that I have to buy an extra hard drive that's like what, extra 80 to $100 is like, well, okay, why not just install more of that? Why not just install, a bigger hard drive and just charge an extra 80 to $100? I don't think people
Yeah, and just
actually
have it
give a
already
damn.
built in.
I don't think people actually would give a damn if they actually pay an extra $50, an extra 50 to $100. I mean, Xbox one time did have a 2 terabyte Xbox One, which I had, but it only lasted for a
Mhm.
month. Like they only had that shit out for like a month, and then they discontinued it. I'm guessing
See,
because
and
it
I
would
thought
cost too much money.
going in this next generation, that would have been the standard hard drive size, is, at
At least
least
two
2
to three.
terabyte.
At least 2 to 3 terabytes.
Yeah, like 2 terabytes, I wouldn't be complaining.
Because these games are huge. Looks at
They are
Activision.
huge.
Looks at Activision and Bethesda. Now Bethesda too. With
Yeah,
if you
they're
want to get Elder
massive.
Scrolls Online, if you want to play Elder Scrolls Online, that's like 100 gigs. That's like that's like a good third of your hard drive.
Yeah, especially because a lot of game developers nowadays and companies are going with like seasons, which I fucking hate. But they're doing seasons now, like it's a damn fucking TV show. But with those seasons come updates, and those file sizes are usually massive. So even if the base game came out at 80 gigs, after like 3 to 4 seasons of updates, it's usually like 100 something.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty went into the twos.
Wait, already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I pretty much I really don't. That's why I pretty much traded in my copy of Call of Duty for Ghost of Tsushima. In
Yeah.
which, funny enough, like Ghost of Tsushima has like a free, it's gonna have like a free update, whereas multiplayer, like a free multiplayer update. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Interesting. We'll see how that goes.
I know, right? But I just can't with this file sizes though. Like especially if they can't compress the Switch has a 32 gigabyte hard drive. But you can
Yeah.
extend it with a terabyte. But it can go up to like a terabyte SD card. So you can download a ton of games on it. But CD Projekt Red, well, even though they haven't done it themselves, they actually done. I mean, somebody else did the port job.
Mm-hmm.
But The Witcher 3 is on the Switch. 64 gigabyte,
That's awesome.
a 64 gigabyte cartridge. It's on a 64 gigabyte cartridge.
Yeah.
It all in it, all whole game in it. No extra downloads, nothing. Game in
That's
it.
awesome.
All right. I mean, the Witcher 3 is a big ass game.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
big ass game.
Big open
It's
world game too, yeah.
big open world game, super detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I play a little bit of it. I mean, it's not really my cup of tea. Maybe it's because the whole how it is, how because it's Western fantasy maybe,
Right.
which is weird because I'm like iffy, and like back and forth when it comes to like Western fantasy. But that game is
You like
huge.
more like Asian fantasy, like Japanese fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, there's also some Western fantasies I would play, like Middle Earth. The Middle Earth games I actually do love. I just need to get back to
Yeah.
playing Shadow of War. But it's just big ass. I mean, whoever's doing like these port jobs to the Switch are doing great jobs, and they're doing this programming magic just to compress them to the point where it's several gigs big. Like Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey is literally like about 7-8 gigs big, probably 10 gigs big,
Damn, that's really good.
and that game is an open world game.
Yeah, it's pretty detailed too.
Like it's really fucking detailed. So Nintendo, Nintendo knows how to compress their shit, but Activision here on a
They need
PS4
to get on their shit.
and a PC, their shit's 200 gigs big, and that's the
Yeah.
base game with all the seasons of Warzone. Base game itself is still like 80 gigs. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's still not. Yeah.
But when you add Warzone and the updates, it goes up to 200 gigs.
Yeah.
In which good thing that Warzone is free by itself. So there's that.
Right.
But it's just goddamn.
What happened, Joe?
You said it's been an hour.
Oh, it's been an hour.
Yeah, it's been an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll wrap it up right now. We'll just do our outro.
All right, Ed.
Okay,
So
you go get ready.
we will
Okay.
probably continue this discussion probably I don't know another time.
So yeah, so the next episode we have a few other topics that we didn't get to on this one, but this is kind of like just our introductory kind of like episode, right?
Yeah, I mean we're just talking about ourselves and our lifestyles and shit, and at least get into Karens and video games and shit. The next
Yeah.
episode will be more about. We'll probably continue our discussion. I don't know when we'll be recording the next episode, but it'll be a continuation of this conversation, as well as we'll probably talk a little bit of flat Earth.
Yeah, I
And
want to talk about Flat Earth,
talk about flat Earth,
the Disney Mulan
the
premiere.
Mulan debacle, and I also want to talk about Netflix and what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, there's some interesting kind of developments there in that
in which I
industry.
really want you and you and your girl like look into that. Not look at the movie, but just do research on that, because it's fucked up what they're doing with what they're doing here. So everybody, this, like I said, this is our introductory type of thing, our introductory type of episode.
Definitely give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. We just kind of plan on talking about random topics here on the podcast. Nothing like super like armchair critical of what we have to talk about. Just kind of like stuff that we're interested in.
And if we talk about politics, we'll talk about politics. I mean, we won't talk about politics too much because it divides motherfuckers.
Yeah, it does.
But we will later on down the road. We'll discuss our ideologies, and that's pretty much.
And also on next episode, I want to talk about, since we talked about consoles, picking up from that, I want to talk about console versus PC.
Okay then. Oh yeah.
So that'll be another part.
Oh yeah, and also you gotta like send me that. Forgot to send me that video of of the rain and everything.
Of the weird rain freaking storm that we had here, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta send me that so I can show that.
Yes, I will send you that.
Alrighty then. So
cool. Right. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Alright, I'm Wolf.
I'm the Weeze.
Alright, see y'all.
Peace.